What's your baseball philosophy? What got you so far?
Just being aggressive and having fun. I never forget that baseball's a game, and you can't just put too much pressure on yourself, and you can't go out there trying to do too much. I always remind myself that it's a game and go out there and have fun.
Now, do you pitch to your strength or a batter's weakness?
Probably more to my strengths. There's some guys that may go the other way, but I feel like that I can take control of what I can do with the ball, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and not try to rely on what they can't do. I'm gonna try to take the initiative and work and attack them with what I can do best.
Now, being a first-round draft pick, does that put more pressure on you, more expectations, things like that?
Maybe it puts a little bit more attention, and maybe here and there, you might put a little bit more pressure on yourself, but. That's one of those things that you can't really control what people say about you and what they kind of expect out of you. So it's all the pressure that comes with that I put on myself. So that's the kind of way I look at it. And you can't really control what people are saying about you. Like I said before, you go out there and play baseball, and you're in a lucky position to do it. So that's my kind of philosophy. Just go out there and have fun. Let people can talk and whatever, but you just go out there and do your thing.
Now, you progress well, but there's a lot of first-round draft picks that are getting passed up by guys in the later round. Why does that happen?
What do you mean?
A lot of first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
Once they get in the organization, they're getting passed up by guys drafted in later rounds.
Yeah, you know what? There's some guys that just kind of figure it out. They may not be the highest draft picks, but for whatever reason, there's guys that figure it out once they get to pro ball, and that's just because you're a first-round draft pick doesn't mean you're necessarily the best. That's something I learned quickly, that there's a lot of other guys that are very, very good, and that's whatever round you're drafted in doesn't really matter once you actually start playing baseball.
Now, spring training, every team brings in more guys. They trade for more people just to take your spot on the major league roster. How do you approach that competition?
You go out there and do what you can do. You can't control the trades or anything like that. You can. The only thing you control is how you're playing and how you compete, and that's the way I look at it.
Now, baseball has there's injuries or ups and downs, up and down the organization. Has there been a time that you wanted to give up baseball?
Absolutely not. No, never. There's, I realize that I get to play a game for a living, and that's my job. So that's the way I look at it. I realize how lucky I am, and I try to never forget that.
What are some of the things you learned the hard way that nobody told you about?
People say that baseball is a losing game, and when you actually go out there and really, really struggle, that's something that you have to learn how to deal with by yourself. People can tell you to keep your head up or just keep moving along, but that's something that is really tough when you're actually going through it. But I think it's a necessary adjustment, especially in pro ball when obviously the competition's better and the season's a little bit longer. Those droughts last a little bit longer. That's something that's important to go through, and I think is something that you have to go through yourself. People can't tell you how to do it.
Now, when you sign a pro contract, obviously you're a professional baseball player. But before that, was there a time that in your life that you said, I made it, I know I'm going to make it?
I've never looked at it like that. I kind of tell myself that I haven't done anything yet, and that's the way. I know that's true. I haven't done anything. I'm just a young baseball player. I haven't done much yet, so that's the way I look at it. But I've never realized that I made it.
Now, do you read Sports Illustrated or sports pages or what they write about you or where you're ranked in Baseball America and all that?
No, I don't. I stay away from that kind of stuff. When I was a little bit younger, I looked at it every once in a while, but I realized that for the betterment of what I'm trying to do, I stay away from it because good or bad can get in your head a little bit. So I don't even try to. I push it away every time it comes near me.
Anybody tell you, mom and dad give you a call, say, hey?
Yeah, you know what? I get text messages and emails every once in a while, but I don't click on them on the links or anything like that. I don't really read it. I stay away from it.
How do you have the fans, people yelling and screaming at you, and does that affect you the next day when you're signing autographs with kids?
Oh no, not at all. It's that's part of the game. It's something you got to deal with, and never will I deny an autograph for a kid. I remember being in that position when I was younger, and seeing the guys that would completely bypass it. So I do my best not to do that. I try to sign as many autographs as I can.
Now, being a pitcher especially, how do you handle the umpires?
That's part of the game also. It's if they're good or bad, that you got to deal with it. If they're not doing something that you don't think is right, then you got to adjust to them. You you can't expect them to adjust to you. That's not how it works.
Now, what would you tell a high school kid about professional baseball?
It's fun and it's tough. There's it's a dream come true. You get to play baseball every single day. That was my dream growing up, and there are ups and downs, and the season is long, but just never forget that you're playing baseball for a living.